Yeah, so they go to the Facebook page. This is so big. I've always promoted the story. Um, Especially coming up, I remember as a 4K, 12K man, we dominated that fan page. We took it over. It was, we wanted to be a part of the story. It was almost illegal to be in my team family. I like to say team family because I hate the word team. I ain't got no team.
I feel you. Yep.
We're all leaders. We work together as a team by choice. Leader means you did first what you're expecting other people to do. And the only person I lead is myself, and that's a big enough job as it is.
Amen.
We all got to lead ourselves. But anyway, it was almost a crime to be working with me and not have posted your story to the fan page. It's just, why are you wasting time? What do you expect? What do you expect people to believe? No, people believe what they see, right? Even the 12Ks. When I went 12K, I started shopping for my car before I went 12K. I started posting pictures up before I went 12K. And I would say I'm so grateful. I'm so excited to see this being delivered to my home real soon. Thank you, Lavelle. I'd be at the car dealership taking a picture of the car. Some people wait till they go 12K to post their story. Are you kidding me? Those people saw that car that I was beginning to manifest, that I was talking about, and they were like, hey, bro, hook me up. How do I get down? How do I get one of those too? I didn't even qualify yet. Before I got the car, I was posting it online. And it's what showed up in my driveway a few weeks later. So that is such a big thing. Some people get 12K qualified and they go, well, I don't know, it's a little risky, a little risque. I don't know if I want to commit to that. That is your promotion. That is social proof. People believe what they see. It's like they go 12K. I'm like, hey, what's next? I'm like, here's what you got to do. Hurry up and get your car, start posting pictures, follow up, reach out to everybody that didn't tell you yes the first time. Make sure they see that you're succeeding. Make sure they see that you're winning. They're like, why? I'm like, that's how you go 40K, Those people will join you and they start to go VIP 800, 1600. And then the ones that didn't do it, I never condemned them, but it was very rare to see somebody go from 12K to 40K without a LaBelle car bonus. Because they couldn't really prove to all the other people that were waiting for the proof. All those no's, no means next opportunity, right? Just not right now. So they're like waiting for you to show them something, and they weren't showing them something. But the ones who showed them something, man, they moved on. We're breaking 12K qualifiers in 2 weeks or less. It was clockwork, popcorn. If you took more than a month to go 12K in our team family, I thought maybe there was a training that you missed or something was wrong. That was just the norm. It's what we expected, and it's what happened. We have hundreds of them now, and the leaders that are there doing the work, continuing the good work that I started when I said yes as a promoter, they're doing it a little bit with their own flavor too, but it's all the same program. Free account, fan page, three-way call, corporate recording, share your story to get people on calls, have living room local stuff like that. But you got to be, my point is you have to give people something to believe in. The stories are important. People will believe the Thrive Experience stories on the fan page. They see it, and they may flat out want to become a customer. But when they see the LV Life stuff, when they see that you're actually succeeding, that's when they become a promoter. And instead of ordering by themselves every month, it's them and 20 of their friends from their contact list ordering every month. That's how you explode ranks.
Awesome. Look, I got to get this piece of paper. That was just some amazing nuggets right there. Thank you. I love the copy and paste. The share. Man, that right there it's something that's so simple, but it's something that I didn't know about, and so that's huge. Oh, tell me, what's the one thing that matters the most in this business?
That's a loaded question.
I know. But
okay, I'll give you one. If I had to pick one thing that if a promoter says, I'm just so retarded, I can't do anything else. If I had to cheat and do one thing and still have a shot at winning, what would it be? And I cross my heart. I'm not hoping to die because I'm not speaking of that. Living room locals.
Living room locals.
Man, that's what people miss. I've never seen a team explode without it. Maybe in the very beginning when they first come on board and everybody's joining them because they just want to follow them and respect them. I didn't have that. I didn't have people just wanting to join my team. People didn't even want to take my phone calls. I was homeless for a time. Then I got a little cheesy apartment. And you read my story, but when I got started, I was in Texas, living alone, no friends really. And my home was back in Florida, but I didn't have a home anymore. So my first local was at one of my buddies' house. He wasn't in the 4K yet, I don't think. I borrowed his living room. People make so many excuses, but I had been in network marketing for years, and I heard a multimillionaire say that if he had to go back and do it all again, what he would do is get more people to events because seeing is believing, and we're a herd species. When they get in that room and they see all these people, and they're like, oh, I guess he wasn't lying. That's what it comes down to. I guess I can believe them. And their story, one of the stories maybe touched them and they start crying a little bit. Emotional decisions normally last longer than just wanting to make money or whatever. They get to see, touch, and feel that this thing is real, Jason. And that's the one thing, man. If people don't, that first event that I had, the first local that took place in South Florida, probably the state of Florida, it was 18 guests showed up. I invited Mike Page to come in. He said, if you go 12K, I'm coming to support you. So I flew my butt back from Dallas to my buddy's place for my first local because that's where all my local friends were in Florida, right? Mm-hmm. We had 18 guests there. 15 of them were my guests. I have 40Ks, 12Ks, 200Ks that are still building the business that came out of that first meeting.
Wow.
I knew how important it was before Lavelle, though. So I'm not trying to say I'm some golden child that had this new idea. No. 15 years of failure, you kind of learn what really matters. And honestly, that's where a lot of my biggest legs came from, those locals. We went 40K the very same month. That local happened in November. We went 40K in November. And then December was like a really weird month. We pushed hard, but, Christmas do what Christmas do. End of the year do what the end of the year does. That's business all around the board. It's cyclical. It's not straight up all the time. There's seasons and people gravitate to that. And then January, we shot past 40K. We didn't requalify in December. We qualified in November. We missed requalification in December by like $3,000. I was like hot mad, but I believed, so I was excited. In January came, we went like 70,000 or something like that. It was just bananas. And then I had a local in February, and we went over 100,000 or something like that. That local, the second local, was like 80 people standing out the door. We couldn't even fit them in the house.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. Tons of 12Ks and leaders came out of there. It was a lot because I knew how important it was. I built this business, Jason, for one reason. One reason I sponsor somebody. One reason I get them on the product. One reason I sign them up for free is to get them to a living room local one day, as soon as I can. Because that's where they create the belief. How do you spell belief? CASH,
Yeah.
That's what creates the belief in people because they could drag their negative spouse there with them and see, honey, it's real. I told you, right?
Oh my God, I love it. That's awesome. You know what? And just as you, it's funny because on the call the other night with Jason Camper, I don't know if you heard it, but he mentioned kind of the same thing. He was telling a story about how one of his story of a previous company that he had this one large leg, this one just huge ginormous leg, and the other one that never did anything. But finally, it wasn't a living room local, but it was somebody good getting to an event. Like he got like just somebody to an event, and then things started clicking. So living room locals are huge. That's what you're saying, and like it makes total and complete sense. You get people in there, you start feeling the emotion, and what I just took away from that I think a lot of us too, sometimes we think we don't have a place, we don't have a living room, so we might have fear of doing it, right? So I love what you said. Use somebody else's living room.
Yep.
Find a living room.
Yeah.
Find a living room. Oh man, I love it. So let me ask
you. A question out there. You got a question, Marilyn?
I have a question. Can I, so since you're talking about living room locals, I actually just created an event today, a living room local. Heather Fitzpatrick is going to Skype in with me at the meeting. And is there any other tips that you have while you're hosting it?
1 second. I'm turning down my AC temperature a little bit. It just got hot. I'm in Florida, guys.
And I invited a whole bunch of people on my Facebook, and I don't know if I should have invited everybody on my Facebook or if it should just be people that are local. What's the?
Well, if you're doing it online, then that's fine. If it's like a Facebook type of event, right? Like, is it like a live, or are you going to be doing it in person in the living room, inviting people over to your home?
I was going to do it in my living room with people that could come locally, and then I was going to do a 15-minute snippet on my live.
How large is your team? Like, what's your rank?
I'm at just trying to hit 4K.
You haven't done that yet?
No, hoping to. I'm close. I'm at 80%.
You're gonna do it. You're gonna do it because I'm gonna tell you, you're it. I mean, you have what it takes, way beyond 4K. Okay, so the thing is, when you have a local, here's why people don't do them. They try to do it, and they don't understand how to really set the stage for it, set it up, and it flops. And it doesn't work out. Maybe only 2 people showed up, right? The grandma and their cat or something. So they go, oh man, I can't do that. It doesn't work. In reality, you got to set it up like you baking a souffle. You want to set that thing up. So I'm going to give you off a formula. I want you to write this formula down. It helps to encapsulate Lavelle's process for me in a nutshell. I can give this to somebody and leave them alone, and they should go 200K off this. What I'm going to share with you real quick, okay? I can give this to somebody and leave them alone. Thing you have to add, the individual has to add, like just add water, right? They gotta have the desperation, the reason to do it. And I mean, it almost takes desperation, because when you're not desperate or hungry or hurting for something, when you don't have to do it, some nights you just won't do it because it doesn't matter. But when you're like, homeless and hiding from the repo man and stuff like that, you don't want your kids to think you're a loser dad or something. I mean, you got to have a reason to just every day you go hard till you hit your goal. So I'm going to give you 4 L's. Okay. I'm going to give them to you quickly. So you got to write fast because I like to respect time. I'm going to give you 4 L's, 4 pillars, 4 keys that I use. Even if I don't explain it to somebody, it's the process I have in my head when I'm working with a new promoter. Does that make sense? I want to make sure that, they know what it's a lot of y'all on this live. Okay, great. It's kind of like you're playing sports. You're playing football and you don't know the play. Like, you got 3 yards, now what's next? And everybody's looking at each other like, what's the next play going to be? And it's like, nobody knows what the next play is. That's where people get stuck, right? Turnover down. So when you know the next play, you don't get hung up on if something worked or not, because there's another play coming. You know what to do next. And if something's not working, you know what to adjust. It's a big problem in this industry, period. So here's the first one. The first L is leveraging leadership. Leveraging leadership. It is the key. That just simply means you're creating a lot of daggone free accounts, right? You're going to be doing that. But more importantly, if you're creating a lot of free accounts and you're not connecting them to your leadership for the validation, the guidance, the 3-way calls, you're like totally in the way. Sometimes people are in the way by accident. They don't even know they're in the way. My sponsor hung up the phone on me and connected me to my 200K. That's what they did. And it's not about rank per se. I think 40Ks and above have the tools to get the job done because their stories are big enough. They've been around the company long enough to help a new person launch, and they can get that new person connected to a 200K as well, whatever. So it's not so much the rank. Rank doesn't depict leadership. Leadership depicts leadership, right? But leadership is everything. You got to be connecting people to someone who's done more than you because they're judging you and you need that validation, right? That's the first thing. The second thing, the second L, is launching. This is where a lot of people miss it. They go, well, I'm going to sign up my first 6 people and see what they do. They're probably going to say no, to buying anything. I don't know how to get somebody to buy something. People do what they're going to do when they're ready to do it. John Gottschall says that all the time. It's so true. So how I tell somebody we're launching for what? We're launching to go VIP 800, 1600. That's the building block. That's our foundation, right? So how do I get somebody to VIP 800, 1600? I don't. They do it themselves. Because, see, Jason, there's a 90% chance your promoter is going to quit in 72 hours. A 90% chance. Why? Because they're not you. Most people don't. Can you imagine if every promoter that you've ever brought into your organization stuck it out and went even 4K? I mean, here's Louise, like have the Jason Alexander magazine out right now, I mean, people just they come and they go. It's just not really for everybody. They're there. They're trying to see if they can hit this bonus. Their job is to go VIP 800, 1600. My job is to get in their network. Put their network. This is network marketing. This ain't coaching people marketing. I want their network. I'm going to put their whole network on blast real quick before they even figure out what's going on. So what I have them do, I say, here's how you go VIP 800. You reach out to at least 100 people. You can do that by text messaging, a very short text message that's designed just to capture the email address, right? I'll tell you what I do. I'll tell you what I use. You don't have to use it. You can use a modified version, whatever you're going to do. Just check with your leadership before you try anything new. That's my recommendation, right? So I'll copy and paste the text and just change the name. I'll say, hi, Sally. I know it's been a while, and I promise we'll catch up. That's how I started. Hi, Sally. I know it's been a while, and I promise we'll catch up. Hi, Mike. I know it's been a while, and I promise we'll catch up. Now, why is that important? It is so awkward for someone you haven't talked to in a long time. You're just reaching out the blue, have this weird conversation. How's the dog? How's the cat? How's the kids? How's the fish? And by the way, have you heard about Thrive? That's so funny. So when you're working with the numbers, I kind of like to get direct to the point. So I'm like, hi, Sally. I know it's been a while, and I promise we'll catch up. What's your email address? See, according to Lavelle.com's compliance department, people need to know they're getting a free account. They need to know they're getting a Lavelle account from this company called Lavelle. When people go, well, give me your email address, I'm going to send you some info. Guys, that's actually non-compliant. Because you're not just emailing them some info, you're registering their name and their email address. You're locking them into an account, a registration for this company, that if they don't have knowledge of that, I don't think people are being deceptive. Sometimes it's just innocence. They don't know. It's just not compliant. You understand? So I don't want to spend much time on that because I know a lot of people do a lot of different things, and I don't want nobody to think I'm knocking their hustle. But Lavelle told me, hey, you need to let them know that they're getting an account, a customer account or a Lavelle account. They got to know it's an account from this company. So I'll say, hi, Sandy. I know it's been a while. I promise we'll catch up. What is your email address? I'm going through this amazing experience, and I'm sharing it with everyone. This way she doesn't feel I'm singling her out. Like, you ain't trying to say, no, I'm going through this amazing experience. I'm sharing it with everyone. Okay? It's a video. You're going to see it on the free Lavelle account that I'll create for you to watch it. You're going to see it on the free Lavelle account that I'll create for you to watch it. You'll get it by email. All of a sudden, those emails start coming back like this. Ding, 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 ding. I tell my promoter, schedule an hour, copy and paste that message to everybody. You send it to 100 people, watch you get about 50 emails back literally right away. When people say, I can't sign people up for free, I'm like, because your approach is off. They think you're trying to get them to buy something. People hate to miss out. People, the curiosity kills the cat. They're like, what do you mean? You're going through this amazing experience. You know what I'm saying? You're sharing it with everyone. So if everyone is seeing this, herd alert, right? If everyone is seeing it, obviously I need to see it too. So here's my email address. So
herd alert.
You create 50 free accounts in 1 hour. Now, Jason, I don't care if that person quits at that point. I do care about them, but I can't care more about them than they care about themselves. If they walk away and quit, that's cool.
all of their friends know about something. They know they're doing something. And if they sign up those accounts, it's like, hey, what's the next step? I watched the video. Where do we go from here? And now they realize that this might work for them. See, you got to help people create success fast. Free accounts is success because now people start to think, wait a minute, what if these people might buy something? But if they're going, picking up the phone, calling people one by one, or just trying to reach out to people on Facebook, hoping to get a message, let me post my way to success. No, because they're not going to get enough responses back fast enough within those first 72 hours before their negative Uncle Joe talks them out of it. Oh, trust me, Uncle Joe coming for them.
Oh, yeah.
Man, he waiting for them to join the bell. He is waiting for your promoter to sign up, hit the promoter button. And as soon as they do, here he comes. He's going to knock him out the park. Man, like, hey, Uncle Joe, I know you're saying it's a pyramid scheme and stuff like that, but I just got like 50 free accounts, and I think a few of them might order. So it's a big thing, man. So launching the list is huge. That keeps people engaged at least for a few more days so they can start creating some, three-way calls and stuff like that. So that's the second L. The third L, I live by this. Okay, you got leverage and leadership. That means you're not Lone Ranger, guys. You're not doing this on your own. People need to hear the information from someone else. Then you're launching that list. You don't play with the contact list. When somebody gets started when I'm bringing a promoter, I say the first 24 to 48 hours, we need to reach out at least to 100 people. Why? That's going to create about 40 to 50 accounts. What is that going to do? That means the other 50, 60 people didn't even open a daggone email. That's okay. Maybe they don't love me like that, or they're just busy, or they don't respect you as much as you think they do. But those 40 people, 40, 50 people, they'll open the email. They might watch the video and have some questions. Out of that, you're going to get about maybe 10 to 20 of them that want to sample. They want to try it. Why? Because they realize, hey, this is good. They got some stories that they might relate to. Maybe it's just 10 people. You text 100 people, you get 50 email accounts, free, register, sign them up instantly. Tell them go check it out. 10 of them say, hey, I don't know if I trust you or any of this, but I at least want to try the product, right? I get them on a 10-day, in the three-day mini experience. People say, well, should I sell my samples? That's a big one, right? Oh. I'll tell you how I approach that. You can always check with your upline and do whatever they tell you to do. But I don't sell samples. I don't do it unless they come to me. If some weird person stalking me on Facebook or out in the world and like, hey, I see you're a Thrive promoter. I'm not a Thrive promoter. I'm a Lavelle brand promoter, but that's another conversation, right? Can I get some product from you? Can I try some? Yeah, it's $30, or $20 or 25, whatever you charge. You're going to pay for that because you're coming to me. If I'm interrupting your flow, if I'm coming to you, then I'm paying for it. It's kind of like, hey, let's go grab dinner. Well, obviously you paying since you asking. It's like that.
I feel
right?
it. Yeah, I feel it.
If I ask you for dinner, then I should expect to pay. So if I'm saying, hey, Sandy, check this out, take a look. And she's like, well, I got questions. And she actually looked at it. Girl, let me get you a mini experience really quickly so you can see for yourself. Because she's not coming to me. She doesn't have an interest yet. A lot of people sit back waiting for people to pay for samples. And you take a mini experience, 3 days is what? $6.50 average per day on Thrive. You're talking about $20 for a 3-day supply. You sample 10 people, that's $200. That's half of your $400 pack. That $200 worth of trial packs, mini experience that people should just hurry up and get off of it if they've checked out the information, that's going to kick them back $800 in VIP bonuses plus $200 worth of product credits plus the commissions they make off the retail sales and the fast track bonus. That's $1,320 you get back for investing $200 in trial packs. Man, get off them trial packs. Don't be trying to, just what I tell myself, right? Don't be trying to sell people something that you invited them to look at. Now, if they come to you again, that's a different story, right? Yeah. So they got to launch their list in the effort to go VIP. It's simple. Text 100 people. You probably get 40 to 50 email addresses, 10 people on the sample pack. How do you not get 4 orders out of that? I mean, really, there's no selling involved when you sample the right people. But the thing is, people want to get stingy with their product. They act like they don't know what a trial pack is, and they be like on day 10 in their VIP window, and they finally realize maybe I need to let some people try it. Then they start shipping the product to people out of state. It gets there in 2 days. So day 13, people start trying the product, and your VIP window's over. And you're like, hey, you should just buy. They're like, no, I haven't finished the other 2 days yet, right? That's really weird. You got to get your sampling done before day 8. That's why it's important to sign people up early. Sign up those first 50 people in the first 24 to 48 hours. Push them through the information funnel as fast as you can so you can find the 10 people who actually, not the ones that say, well, I don't know. I don't think any of this crap's work, but just let me see. No, they ain't getting no trial pack from me. The ones who go, well, I did look at it. I have some questions. Did I ask a few good questions? And I'm still kind of on the fence, Jason. I'm not sure, but don't worry about it, girl. I got you. That's who I'm sampling. Because they're positive about it. They want to believe it. They just need to get pushed over the edge a little bit. People believe what they've experienced. That's why it's called the Thrive 8-week experience, not the Thrive 8-week explanation.
Oh my God, I love that.
Wrong E. You know what I'm saying? It's the wrong E. It's a Thrive 8-week experience. So people believe what they've experienced, and once they believe, you give them an excuse to buy it. You actually give them an excuse. They don't want to buy it, but when they experience it, they have a motive to buy it now. Yeah? And when they experience it, they got a motive to tell their friends about it. They don't want to tell their friends about nothing. They don't want to sell, promote nothing. But when they get this Thrive in their body on day 3, they're like, day 1, they're like, I don't know if it's working, it's placebo. Day 2, it's like, man, it might be working, but I ain't going to tell them. Day 3 is like, you got me, okay? Thank me, you own me. How do I get this product, right? The product does it, Jason. We know that. Yeah. So I push people, man. Don't be trying to sign up and join my team without no promoter pack. What we going to do? Explain them to death?
I love that. I love that. And that's, and I love the way you explain it there, because I see it happens a lot. And it happens a lot. And I may have even been, because of my experiences, maybe guilty of that too. Explaining it to people. This is genius, because when you think about it, and I just heard it the other day from Denzel Washington when he said, "That's short money, Miles. That's short money." When you think that way, you're not thinking long term. You're not thinking how that $200, what is it going to turn into? So I love that. Get the product out as fast as possible.
What's the product, man? I've been in this industry for 22 years, 16, 17 years of failure before Lavelle. I'm not saying that because I'm a Lavelle promoter, right? Some days I wake up, I don't even know if I like some of the people I work with. That's just reality. Yeah. But, man, I ain't getting off these capsules, bro. There's no way. They're what I'm going to do.
I feel you, right?
Man, I get off the shake pot, I feel like I'm breakdancing. Everything popping. My wrist be popping, nerves be jumping. I'm like, what is going on? Like, bro, you're old. You know what I'm saying? I can't do without this product, and there are a lot of customers who can't either. So we have a huge leverage. We do, man, with this daggone product. Yeah, it may not raise everybody from the dead or save everybody's life, but there's a high percentage of people who feel they can't live without this once they've been on it for a month or 2 or whatever. They get it, man. And so you got to increase your numbers, like leverage your leadership, launch that list, man, just destroy it. And you text 100 people right away. The ones who don't respond, don't worry about them. Sign up 40, 50 people, sample 10, you get 4 orders. Pretty easy to do to hit VIP. How do you hit VIP 1,600? It's the same thing. You just double it. Instead of texting 100 people, you text 200 people. I learned it from Paul Gravett. He called it text the Rolodex. He's like, why are you calling people one by one? That's like so lame. Most people can't get past the 6th phone call because Uncle Joe going to get them. I'm telling you, he waiting for them. It's like Uncle Joe gets an email when your promoter signs up. Sally just signed up for Lavelle. Man, boy, he coming. Hey, I don't put people on the phone unless they have the high level of confidence, man, and most people don't. But what they can do, they can copy and paste a text message because most people got 200 to 300 contacts in their phone. So when it says, hey, Sally, I know it's been a while. I promise we'll catch up. Even if I spoke to Sally this morning, I don't change that text. Because if she joins and she needs to duplicate that, right, to protect her from the people she hadn't talked to in a while. If I talked to Sally this morning at 7 or 2 hours ago and we're besties, she doesn't care what I send her. She's going to give me her email address. Like, I just had a conversation with my cousin, a couple hours ago, and I sent him a text. Hey, bro, I know it's been a while. I promise we'll catch up. What's your email address? Do you really think he's going to sit there and go, well, it hasn't been that long, so I have a problem with that? He's going to give it to me. But what it covers, Jason, are all the other people that the promoter is afraid to reach out to because they haven't talked to them in a while. So this is like a shortcut. It gets them. I learned that from Mike Page when I first got in. It kind of just gets right to the point. Hey, Sally, I know it's been a while. I promise we'll catch up. What's your email address? I'm going through this amazing experience. You know, I made that script up, right? The point is, I'm going through this amazing experience, and I'm sharing it with everybody. It's a video. You can watch it on the free account that I'm going to create for you on Lavelle, a free Lavelle account that I'm going to create for you. You'll get it by email. And that phone starts going off like popcorn. Bing, 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 bing. It's like, it's fun. And the promoter gets excited. Now let's go to the third L because I want to move this fast, right? And I'm going to paraphrase this. The third pillar, the third L is, you know, you got your leadership working for you. You launch your list. You hit setting up that VIP. Obviously, you got people on the product. So now you got some stories. Man, live calls. That's the money. Part 3, live calls. The teams that are still doing a lot of calls, and I don't mean a live like this where it's video. I mean, that's cool too. A call's a call. All calls win. You know, this one is great. I think I like mostly for team training and stuff like this. I think it's perfect, you know, because you can tell if I'm joking or if I'm being serious. But on when you're building, man, we used to have conference calls, live calls going on. People, 40, 50, 60 guests. I think we had a call with 120 guests on it one time. You know, and I ain't talking about promoters because I didn't invite promoters to that. That was for people who were loving the product, and they would invite their friends and family to listen to them share their story on my call. And if they got at least 2 people to order, of course, they get their products for free next month. That's the building block. VIP 800 and the 2 years is free. That's the building block of Lavelle. I learned that again from Paul because I went 12K really fast and felt stuck for 2 days, and I called him. I'm like, what's going on? Because I don't like feeling stuck. I know what it feels like. When you fail as much as I did, you already know when you're failing. And he was like, how many people that are loving their Thrive experience have been on your call sharing their story with their friends and family listening? I'm like, huh? He's like, I'll ask you again. How many people that are loving their Thrive experience have been on your call? You're running the call. You're hosting and running that call, sharing their story with their friends and family listening. And it hit me. I got it. And bro, I was a story sniffer. I called it harvesting. I was reaping stories, man. That's how we built. We didn't have influence and people coming from other companies moving to our team. I still to this day have never sponsored a big wig, ever. I don't need to. I got a big wig product. I just know that if I get a lot of people on blast and put this product in a lot of bodies, it's going to create a lot of stories. If I get them to share on my call, they have to invite. That's the secret. You just ain't sharing. If I just want to hear your story, you can put that on the fan page. That ain't going to make me no money. For you to share your story on my call, you need to invite 50 to 100 people. See, hey, Sally, you love it? I think you can get it for free. What I got to do? I want you to share your story on this call. You know, invite as many people as you can, as much listener support as possible, right? Because if at least 2 people get excited and order, you get your products for free the next month. Sally's like, I'm down. All Sallys won't do it. All your customers won't do it. Maybe 3 out of 10 will do it. That's okay. I tried to get people to share, Gary, but they didn't share. Keep asking more people. If they love the product, they're going to want to get it for free. I didn't care who told me no, so I always got to the people to share. Jason, it was so bad, we had to tell people, no, you can't share on this call. We already got 11 people lined up to share on this one call. And I used to be on there timing them. Y'all got to stop talking in 45 seconds. Forget the 60 seconds or less. You know, you got to be quiet. We got somebody else. I had one call one day, bro, with 11 people sharing their story. The thing was packed out. When Kenya prayed first launch, her first launch call, going live as a promoter on a conference call, she personally had over 80 people dial in to support her.
Wow.
And just destroyed 4K in the first 2 weeks. She went 6,000, somewhere 6,000. Well, the point is, the more people hearing the stories is where the growth comes from. That's why your promoters got to be doing more than just posting on Facebook when they get started or calling a few friends to see who want to buy. I ain't got time to be selling nobody nothing. I'm in networking. I want your network. On the phone, I want them not signed up for free accounts, and I want them getting the product in their body. I want them sharing their stories on live calls. And the last thing is the living room local. That's the 4th L. That's the 4th piece of the cycle, and I just keep repeating that. Keep repeating that. The reason why locals go dry and they don't do do well is because the promoter doesn't understand. It's not their fault sometimes, right? They just don't know. Your living room local should be you and probably 3 or 4 of your customers or promoters inviting together. That's where, get those stories out your customers. If you got a local schedule and you're the only one sharing, cancel it.
Right.
It's not productive. Like, go sample 10 to 20 people real quick after they've been through the information funnel. Get them so excited about getting a product for free. Have them come over to your home to share their story because it's a great story, and invite their entire neighborhood with them too, locally, because they can get there. So now it's you, Sandy, Jenny, Brian, Bob, and Ralph up in there sharing stories. They each invited 10 to 20 people, but you already know only 2 or 3 showing up, right? But if you got 4 or 5 people that invited, they each got 2 or 3 guests, you got a room with 15 to 20 people. There's no way in the world. Them people ain't going to, they're excited. They see that it's real. When you have a local and people can't see that it's real because nobody come, they're wondering why they showed up.
Herd alert.
Yeah. Why am I the only one here? Was there something wrong? That's what people think. And they ain't buying nothing either. They ain't buying nothing if it's only 2 people there. They're like, oh, man, I think I got duped into something. But when there are a lot of people there, they feel like they're missing out if they don't get involved. Then they start seeing other people get involved, or other people starting to say, yeah, I'm going to order this week. I'm going to order tonight when I get home. And they want to be a part of the herd too, right? I'm going to order too. So you got to set the living room local up with the abundance of stories that come from your live calls, that come from your launching and sampling all those people, that comes from you leveraging leadership, having your support system help you, right? And I'll give you one last caveat, because if I didn't give this to you, it would be a crime for me to have been on this live. Those 4 L's happens on each level, okay? They have to happen on each level. Hi, Rachel. Who else is out there? Megan. What's up? Okay, so anyway, they have to happen on each level. So if I'm working with Alice, is my level 1 promoter, I'm connecting it to leadership, obviously. I'm launching a list. We're getting her stories on calls with her customers, and we're having a living room local. That's going to be a successful local. In her local, Brittany's there. Guys, it's 10 to 15 people at their local. Somebody's going to want to make some money, get launched, right? So what do? I kidnap Brittany, like Jason Camper said, right?
Right, yeah.
I'm not letting my new guy work with his new guy. Are you kidding me? Oh, I'm going to let Alice work with Brittany? No, I don't need Alice trying to make my check. I'm going to make my check.
Right.
I'm taking Brittany. She signs her up. That's her person, but I work with her, and I hit her with the 4 L's. I do it on her level, second level. Leveraging leadership, launching her really fast so she can get a lot of product out and sign up a lot of people lightning fast. Have a live call for her and her customers that want their products for free. Well, can I have promoters on her call too? I don't think so. Why? They should have their own call with their customers they've sampled. I don't need no laser promoters on my call. I'm not entertaining stories. We're trying to make this money. You know what I'm saying? If I'm working with Alice and Alice got, 10 to 15 people dialed in to listen to her share, and she got 3 or 4 customers that did the same thing, that call got 40, 50, 60 people on it that's never heard about Thrive before, and they're ready to spend money. I don't need a whole bunch of promoters on that call. They already spent money. They need to have their own call with their own 3 or 4 customers that have invited to that call too, right? So I work with promoters on the live calls individually with their network. This is network marketing, okay? So I hit Brittany with the 4 L's. I take her through that process and have a living room local. Guess who's at her local on level 3? Cindy. I'm looking for Cindy at that local. And me and Cindy gonna lock arms, and I'm gonna hit her with the 4 L's on level 3, and Dave is at her local. See, you gotta be working this way too. Not just this way, where you sign up 50,000 people for free forever. You gotta build some depth in those businesses. You gotta get below the new people who don't know what they're doing yet, and drive depth. It's called driving depth. So I'm working with Dave. I hit him with the 4 L's. I already know what to do. Those are the 4 plays that I run, right? And I know those 4 plays are going to get me to Erica. Erica is Dave's cousin who popped up as local, or maybe she was one of his samplers on the call, or he put on a 3-way call. My goal with every new promoter is to launch them and find somebody else below them to work with every time. I'm not going to babysit them. I'm not going to mother hen them. I'm not going to motivate them. I'm working with Erica now, and she's gonna lead me to Fran. And by the time I'm done working with Fran, what comes after F? E, F, G, H, right? I'm working with Gina, and I'm working with Harriet, and I'm working with India, right? Or Ian, right? That's the point. Then I'm working with Julie. Then I'm working with Karen. Then I'm working with Larry. Guys, this is how you build freedom. Well, you don't have to be recruiting and selling forever. You build enough you sign up a lot of people, 100 free accounts plus, then do it again. Probably 200, 300, 400 accounts. Get a lot of accounts. But when people get started, hit them with the 4 L's and go underneath them. It's exactly what I learned in building this business, and I was able to package it so I could teach it on the fly, or at least have it in my head when I'm working with a new person. My goal is to work with people underneath them. If you do that 8 levels deep, you build a leg of people who you've launched. You've launched like 8 levels in a row. You did that. I ain't wait for Alice to do that, because Alice might get negative. Well, that's okay. Karen don't even know who she is. Me and Karen buddies. Alice, nobody don't know who she is no way, right? But I'm working this way. That's called a leg. If I get that leg to 40K, I only have to build 5 of them. You build 5 legs to 40K, you're 200K. I don't wait for them to do it, I do it. So you're in full control of when you go 200K, guys, with this type of information, okay?
Man, priceless. This information is priceless. And look, I can't thank you enough, Gary. I literally, I don't know if you can see, but I got goosebumps. Because
it's all good, man.
This is stuff that I know that I haven't heard. I haven't heard this. I know I want to get off. I want to get off this. I want to respect everybody's time. I want to respect your time. I feel like I gotta go work, but real quick, I have to ask you one thing, because because you've been in this business, right? Just network marketing business, for a long time. What are a couple things that you do daily that are non-negotiable? Things that keep you, because we know that it's like this, right? That's what this is. But what are the things that you do? You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. You have activity goals, right? Yeah. I believe in SWAG, SWAG. That means set weekly activity goals. I don't focus on daily goals, because daily goals are I know a lot of people do differently, right? Man, we ain't drones and we don't get it right all the time. Everybody dropped the ball. Some people have an off day. It's like having gas. It happens. So what? So I'm not going to judge myself on daily goals, because I'll be like a roller coaster. Some day it rains, then the next day it's hot and it's snowing. You're going to have bad days. You're going to have days where you set a goal to reach out to 10 to 20 people and you don't. Or like me, Facebook blocked me and I got to wait 2 days before I can message anybody. I'm not hitting daily goals like that. So the days come with whatever the days come with, but at the end of the collective week, you can measure your activity. So I set weekly goals so I don't drive myself crazy, and I'm not constantly, if I failed today, then I feel like a failure. It's like, oh man, I missed my goal and I'm down. Man, you got to push yourself harder, bro. You can do this. And I'm taking myself through all that drama. And the next day, well, you know what? I did good. I met my goals. I feel really good. I had some ice cream, right? And the next day, the baby got sick. I couldn't do nothing. That's life. Then I feel like, man, I'm a freaking loser. I know the baby is important, but I'm off schedule. I'm not hitting my daily goals. My upline said I should be hitting my daily goals, and now you're down again. Roller coaster. So I set a goal for the week, and I crushed that. And if I have 2 or 3 bad days in that week, then guess what? I still love myself. I accomplished my goal for the week. And I'm emotionally stable.
Absolutely. I love that. And you know what? Hey, right? Yeah, that's I love that. That's swag, baby. Swag. Right.
Weekly activity goals, man. That's everything. You can't beat yourself up for dropping the ball, because you're gonna drop the ball. It's like having gas. Yeah. I don't care how cute you are, you're gonna fart. It's just the way it is.
It just happens. It's like
it happens to the best of us.
It does, man. Sometimes in the most inopportune times.
Amen, my brother. But you guys gotta be easy on yourself a little bit. Push yourself, because that's what winners do. But you have to embrace yourself. Give yourself a big hug that, man, at least you've owned your dream. You've owned up to it. You've done what 97% of the people in this world won't do, is begin the journey to realizing their goal. You know, self-actualization, becoming in touch with who you are. I did a live video today, it's on my wall, talking about this. Man, you're different. You know, we have an identity crisis out here, and I believe the identity crisis is what stops a lot of entrepreneurs. You know deep down you're a dreamer. You know deep down you're different. You know you just want a different life. You don't want people telling you what to do all the time. You've always had a dream, but everybody tells you to suppress it and shut up. You know, walk the straight line and just do what you got to do. You do your job. But you're like, that's not me. I like to play. I'm different. But you keep kind of hiding that because you don't want to be judged and criticized, because the world is set up to judge and criticize dreamers, crabs in the bucket, right? But once you accept the fact that, hey, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a dreamer, it's just what I am, like it or love it, leave it or don't, it doesn't matter to me. I own what I am, I own who I am. Then you absolve that identity crisis and you can get to work, because it doesn't really matter what anyone thinks about you, because you didn't make yourself, and you know that what's in you is good. And if they can't see it, then hang around the 3%ers, because we all see it. We're the same way. We have to climb the same fence, you know, away from other people's opinions about what we should be doing with our own life, as if they're going to be in our tomb, in our grave with us. You ain't going to be in the daggone casket with me. I'm down by myself, okay? So I ain't down with your opinion, so I don't need your opinion. But accept the fact that you're a dreamer, you're different, you're just not cut from the same cloth that the average person that wants to be, you know, herded for the rest of their life. You're a leader. And I said it in the very beginning of this call. Leadership is leading yourself. That's leadership. Doing first what you expect other people to do because you've done it. You've held yourself accountable. You set your own goals and you crush them, regardless of what anybody does. I don't care if Alice building a business. I'm going to get to Karen and Julie faster than she realizes what's going on anyway. And guess what's going to happen when I do that? Alice won't ever quit because I got a 40K underneath her. She's like, man, I need to start getting paid on that. I'm getting redlined. The best thing you can do for your team is redline them. My whole purpose of going down in depth is to create a leader down there that's doing more work than everybody up top of that leg. Because now they're all going to run to catch them. You take that leg from 40K to 80K literally overnight when you do that.
That's brilliant. You know, I've never heard it put that way. I've never heard it explained that way. And, you know, I mean, I've heard, you want to sponsor somebody, not for them, but for their network. But I've never heard the way that you just explained it, you know, get down and then it's just keep going, go down and run and build that leg, because as you said, it naturally creates a working environment.
It's called a fire in the basement.
A fire in the basement.
Yeah. When there's a building on fire, brother, you want people to move, start it in the basement. Yeah, people jumping out of windows, they're running downstairs fast, boy. Oh, if that fire's on the roof, if it's at the top, if you're always top heavy, they lollygag. They know they got time to ride the elevator down to the first floor. But if that fire's in the basement at the bottom of the building, everybody on top of Julie, going back up to Harry, going back up to Carla, going back up to Debbie, going back up to Cindy, man, they running. They're like, that dude down there's a 12K, and I'm sitting here getting redlined. I need to get my car bonus, and that extra 4,800 they need outside of that big leg, it's like they go get it overnight. They could have been done it. They just didn't have a sense of urgency because we don't like to be embarrassed in the herd. I don't want to be no 4K with a 40K underneath me. Come on, man. Number one, that's embarrassing. Number two, I know I'm missing out on money, and I see all that volume now, so seeing is believing, right? I think we have probably 9 200Ks in our organization, our personal organization. They've been with me from like the first couple of years, first 2-3 years. They've been here. They're still here. They're still here, all working hard, and we do calls together still. Yeah, every family have fights and drama and stuff like that, but we don't let drama separate us, man. We do the thing, and we do the same thing, and we're all still here because I taught them all from the very beginning what I'm teaching you on now. How to build your business, not just for profitability, but for stability. You're with the people you bring in personally, which you need to bring in a lot, is going to create your profitability because that's going to give you a lot of people that potentially can build a leg with you. That's your width. But depth creates a stability. When you got 12K on top of 12K on top of 12K on top of a 40K on top of an 80K on top of 12Ks on top of 12Ks, ain't nobody going nowhere. All our 200Ks are here. They ain't left gone to the company, and they ain't out there doing foolishness. They're building, and they're working hard every day. And they're hitting their resets, and they're keeping the team together.
By using this brilliant formula that you just shared with us.
Yeah, I taught them. I honestly did, because I learned that stuff years ago, but I don't take credit for any of their success. They're the ones who have a vision and a burning desire to succeed, and they follow through. Because we teach the quitters the same thing. I mean, come on. So I can't take credit for that.
No, absolutely. But the point is, that's the system that they're working. It's
Lavelle. It's Lavelle encapsulated, man.
Yeah.
All of them stick to the three-way calls. All of them leverage your 200K. All of them do it. They all launch their promoters. They may do it a little differently, like the style maybe a little tiny different, because I don't believe in stifling people. Sure. My way is what works for my personality. I can't tell you how to reach out to people. You're a different person. So I don't try to be handing my leaders and stifling their style. That's dumb. It's like every coach in the league running the same philosophy. Every coach can't run the same philosophy, but the game still works. They're all leaders too, but they all launch their people. And they're all constantly doing live calls and getting living room locals done. And they saw me hit those skies when I was flying. I was doing 10 cities back to back. I was spending probably $40,000, $60,000 a year on just travel expenses in my first 3 years. Building. Man, when I went 80K, I was still homeless by choice, because I needed to travel and get down to go out of state to legs that would receive me, that to earn me to come out there. But when I went out there, the respect was a lot different than my local people. Local people good. But when you're flying for somebody, they take it seriously. That house be packed.
Yeah.
And I was all over this country for 2 or 3 years like that straight. And after I went 200K, when I went 200K, I was actually still living in hotels. I went 200K in the Marriott. And I'm like, yeah, I did it.
That's
then
awesome.
like 4 months later, I got an apartment. I figured I could not be homeless anymore, right? But I wanted to invest the money I was making into building it to last, man. And that's so important.
And I think that last part is what a lot of entrepreneurs, especially younger entrepreneurs and people getting this business, don't. And I know I can say the same thing, that I've made that mistake is, when you start, you take your money, take your earnings and put it back in your business.
Right. And not pay bills with it. Yep.
Awesome.
But it's learning.
Yeah.
You don't know till you know.
That's it, man. And look, I tell you what, I'll be the first one to tell you, this has been, I've never heard until my coworker put Thrive in my hand. Almost 4 years ago, I didn't know anything about this business at all, and it's been a blessing. Look, man, you're a blessing. Like, you're such a blessing. I appreciate you so much.
My pleasure, bro. My pleasure.
You my man. And next time I see you, dinner's on me. All right. I think I still owe you from New York, so I told y'all he invited, so he paying, right? That's it. I got it. Look, man, I appreciate you so much, Gary. Again, thank you for your time, brother. This is priceless information. I hope you guys like really got some great nuggets from Mr. Simmonds here tonight. So, G, I appreciate you, brother. And if you ever
all right,
all right, y'all
take care. Bless.
Thanks.